Well, the British and European parliaments have a shared agenda on Wednesday to counter Russia's alternative narrative. In Strasbourg, parliamentarians are due to vote on a resolution that puts perceived Russian propaganda on the same threat level as Islamic State. RT's Peter Oliver has been following the debates in the run-up to the vote.
When it came about, the debate that was all anticipated over a bill about Russian and ISIS propaganda, well, it was venomous.
We are at war with Russia. We are on a collision course with each other, traveling faster than a jet fighter.
Russia has tried to damage the EU. The enemy is pushing its narrative hard.
The Kremlin wants to split Europe. It forces its information into our countries.
What the Russians and the extremists don't like is freedom.
Russia and ISIS share the same aim. They're toxic.
Well, many followed up the accusation, saying that it was simply ridiculous to lump together Russia and the terrorist organization Islamic State.
I'm surprised by the totalitarian trend that's taken hold in European institutions. There is no Russian propaganda, just a number of people who remind us of reality, a reality that's not accepted by the European Parliament. We've reached a level of ridiculousness where we put Daesh and Russia on the same threat level in our reports. We're losing our grip on reality and sense of reason. It's so bizarre, and it's hard to know whether to laugh or cry.
Many dissenting voices in a very sparsely populated Strasbourg EU Parliament building. But the main vote and the main debate will take place later on Wednesday. And of course, I'll be all over that for you here on RT.
Well, indeed, the UK Parliament is keeping up with its European colleagues. Later today, it will review a report calling to single out and challenge individuals who appear on Russian media. It's been put together by right-wing think tank the Henry Jackson Society. The report goes under the title Putin's Useful Idiots and states that any paid appearances in the Russian media turn individuals into tools of the Kremlin and apologists for Vladimir Putin. The think tank also suggests laws to force politicians to declare all their media appearances. But some commentators believe the initiative simply targets alternative points of view.
Maybe we should put a big red star on our garments in the way that the Nazis forced Jews to put big yellow stars on theirs. I've never heard anything so utterly ridiculous. The reality is they're panicking, so in the battle of ideas, the battle of information, they're very narrow. Neocon, neoliberal agenda is failing, indeed collapsing everywhere. It collapsed in the American presidential election, it collapsed in the Brexit referendum in Britain, it's under threat in France and many other European countries.
It's quite a ridiculous report. It should be said, it's an extremely thin report, it's very few pages. We have a climate now where the mainstream media, which is controlled obviously by a few large corporations, plus the state media of the BBC, are becoming increasingly intolerant of any deviance from the pretty harmonised message they put out, and they're attempting to clamp down on alternative means of expression. There's an attempt to delegitimise Russia, as though Russia as a country isn't entitled to have a point of view, or people aren't allowed to express opinions which are favourable to Russia, and that, of course, is extremely scary.
When protesting poses serious health risks, the story of the North Dakota demonstrations next on RT.